When you think of Huawei, there's usually one thing that comes to mind: photography. For years, the Pura series has built a reputation for pushing smartphone cameras further than almost anyone else. But in 2026, every flagship phone claims to have incredible camera. So the real question, can the new Huawei Pura 90s Pro Max still live up to that reputation? I'm going to put it through its paces in this video, looking at the camera, the AI features, Huawei's new 5.5G connectivity, the display, battery life, and everything else that makes this Huawei's latest flagship. Let's get into it. Before we get into the camera, let's start with the phone itself. So the Pura 90s Pro Max definitely looks and feels like a flagship. This color combination this year is quite striking. This one that I have has this kind of blue, creamy, peachy look to it, which looks very nice. It's built around a 6.9-inch flat display, which personally I prefer for everyday use. Whether you're watching videos, editing photos, just scrolling, it gives you plenty of screen real estate without the accidental touches you sometimes get on a curved display. Now, the screen itself is sharp, smooth. It's got the adaptive 1 to 120 Hz refresh rate, so automatically adjusts. One feature I immediately noticed though is that anti-reflection Kunlun glass. Living in the UAE, if I'm outside, the bright sunlight, you can tell the difference with this compared to most standard flagship displays. Now, Huawei has done a really good job here. It's also designed to be more resistant to scratches, accidental drops, which is always reassuring when it comes to a flagship device. And while this phone isn't exactly lightweight, it's around 230 grams, it does feel solid rather than heavy. Everything about it gives you the impression that Huawei has built this to be used every day, not just admired on the spec sheet. Now, all of this is great, but nobody buys a Pura phone just because of the display. They buy it because of what's on the back. Let's talk about those cameras. The main camera is a 50 megapixel ultra lighting HDR camera. It's got a variable aperture that can adjust from f1.4 to f4.4 depending on the scene. Alongside that, you get a 40 megapixel ultra wide camera and perhaps the headline feature, a 200 megapixel ultra large sensor telephoto camera with optical image stabilization. Now, one thing I noticed straight away was the consistency. Whether I was shooting in bright sunlight, indoors, or zooming in on distant subjects, the images had plenty of detail. The colors looked natural. HDR did a good job but balancing highlights and shadows without making everything look over-processed. So Huawei also continues to use its true to color camera, and I found it did a really good job. Okay, it's really hot out here. This is the summer heat here in Abu Dhabi, and I'm filming this with the front-facing camera. So you have with the front-facing camera the option of using this wide element. I can crop it in slightly at 1x. I can even go further in at 2x. I prefer it at wide just for better focus. But let me know what you think of the audio quality. There is a bit of wind at the top of it here. Video with the rear camera. This films 4K up to 60 frames per second. You can actually zoom in. So this is at 2x, 4x, 10x. And this shows you what the quality is like. Now, if I zoom in further, let's see, it goes all the way to 30x. Still a lot of details that I can see on screen, but let me know how that looks when I've edited this in the video. Now, let's talk about the telephoto camera, because this is where this thing really gets interesting. The biggest issue with a large, in this case 200 megapixel ultra large sensor telephoto camera, is sometimes when you're zooming in, you lose detail. So I headed to a few different locations and started shooting subjects that were well out of reach. Things like buildings in the background, people across the street, even small details. What impressed me wasn't just the amount of detail, but how usable the photos actually were. The optical image stabilization, it does a great job at keeping shots steady even when you're zoomed in, and Huawei's image processing keeps the colors natural without sharpening it, so they've certainly improved that year on year. Now, of course, like any smartphone, the further you zoom, the more image quality starts to drop. But I think for everyday photography, travel, sporting events, concerts, you know, the level of flexibility that you get with this setup is really, really impressive. And while the hardware is impressive, Huawei have also been putting a lot of focus into something else, making photography easier with AI. Let's see how well that works. Huawei introduced a number of AI-powered editing tools, including features like the AI glare removal, but the one that stood out for me is something called AI composition. We've all taken photos where the moment is perfect, but like the framing isn't, or the shot is slightly tilted. Well, with AI composition, the phone analyzes the image and then intelligently adjusts the framing, straightens the shot, and creates a much cleaner result. It's one of those features that works quietly in the background, but it can genuinely improve your photos without needing any editing skills. For me, that's what's good about AI, and that's how it should be incorporated. Not something that's flashy, but something that's embedded into the apps that we use on a daily basis. Now, let's talk about Huawei's new 5.5G connectivity. Another area Huawei have been focusing on is 5.5G connectivity. Now, rather than just looking at speed numbers, which by the way are impressive, I wanted to see how well it performs in real world use. So things like downloading large files, large media files, uploading photos and videos to the cloud, it felt effortless. And even in places where signal can often become unreliable, like elevators and parking garages, the phone maintained a stable connection. For me, that's what really matters. Not just fast speeds on paper, but a connection that you can rely on throughout the day. Speaking of getting through the day, let's talk now about the battery life. Now, inside, Huawei have packed a whopping 6,000 milliamp hour battery. And honestly, over the course of filming this review, I wasn't constantly thinking or worrying about the battery because I was taking photos, recording videos, browsing, using the AI features, downloading files. Despite all that, the phone kept giving without me needing to reach for the charger. But when you do need to top it up, you'll be happy to know that Huawei have included a 100-watt Huawei Supercharge, so you're not waiting around for long before you're back up and running again. Now, Huawei have also given the Pura 90s Pro Max an IP68 and IP69 rating, meaning it's designed to handle everyday splashes, rain, dust, without you having to think twice about using it. The display is also protected by Huawei's new anti-reflective Kunlun glass, which not only helps reduce reflection outdoors, but it's also designed to offer improved durability against scratches and drops. So after spending time with the Huawei Pura 90s Pro Max, I think Huawei have really stayed true to what the Pura series has always been about, because it's photography. That comes first. The camera system delivers excellent results across a range of different situations. The telephoto camera in particular was a real highlight. The AI features also impressed me because they actually solve real problems. Beyond that, you have a good hardware phone. And now with the 5.5G connectivity, that kept up with everything I threw at it throughout my testing. Overall, it feels like a well-rounded flagship rather than a phone that's just relying on one or two standout features. But if photography is one of the biggest reasons you would choose a smartphone, then I think the Huawei Pura 90s Pro Max is definitely one that deserves to be on your shortlist. Regarding the pricing and all the other information, that will be down in the description. As always, I'd love to hear what you think. What's a feature that you would want to try first? Let me know in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this review, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Now, check out this next video here.